Does World Rugby just want to randomly choose and pick who they want their laws to apply to? I'm talking specifically about Schmidt's comments about Piardi, the ref for the second test of the Lions tour. And there's been a lot of comments made. And I find some of these a little bit stupid, especially in terms of the repercussions of his actions. So please bear with me, like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And let's get into it. So first of all, Schmidt had a fair amount to say in relation to, I believe it's Andrea Piardi and his decision making for Jack Morgan and Carlo Tizzano's how should we call it, incident where Jack Morgan, he came in for a clear out. Schmidt deemed that it was unfair. He deemed that it wasn't right. And he had this to say. So he said, players make errors, match officials make errors. Our perspective is we felt that it was a decision that doesn't really live up to the big player safety push that they are talking about. You cannot hit someone above the levels of the shoulder and there's no bind with the left arm. His hand is on the ground. That's what we have seen. We've watched a number of replays from different angles. So it is what it is. We just have to accept it. He then added, it's a tough one to take, but his opposite number, obviously, Andy Farrell, he saw the incident differently, which was understandable as well. But he then goes on to bring player safety into consideration, saying that he doesn't feel that it meets their, what they're trying to put out. And obviously, to me, this outright looks like he's criticizing the decisions of the ref and still bringing player safety into concern as well. Now, if this was me and we look at rugby and we look at their policies, they're pretty set and pretty adamant on criticizing referees. We have seen the CEO of World Rugby acknowledge it, say that he's disappointed with it, and he's gone on to say quite a lot, which you can check out yourselves. But in him acknowledging this, outright says that he acknowledges that Schmidt is criticizing the refs, and he doesn't feel that it is right. Yes, he has made it clear that being a ref is a very difficult job to have, and it's a difficult decision. But when you say comments like this, it has a ripple effect. And the biggest thing that I can say is our good friend Rassie Erasmus. He's very well known in terms of World Rugby, and he loves to get sanctioned by them. Where we have seen him get sanctioned for making a video, which he ended up getting banned for a year. And then not long after that, he got another 2-match ban because of certain tweets that he has made. Now, World Rugby, they have laws to go through this, to avoid this, where it comes down to any form of criticizing from referees in public is a sanctionable offense. And we've seen Rassie get this time and time again. He makes quite evident that he's upset. Now, to the degree of what he gets is a different story. But it's the act of him publicly criticizing a referee and his decisions and anything that had happened during the game. Schmidt has done this. Rassie found himself getting sanctioned and fined, whereas Schmidt, he's getting off scotch-free. No talking to, no nothing. Why? Surely the laws are put in place to be equal. Surely the laws are put in place to be fair. So why is one getting nothing and the other gets something? How does this work? There needs to be certain levels of consistency. Now, I do understand that there are certain channels that can be taken to resolve things properly. You make a complaint. You deal with it through World Rugby. You don't go in the press and in the public and make your opinion known. Whether I agree with it or not is a different ballgame. I tend to agree a fair amount with Rassie. Yes, some of the things that he does say is a little bit outlandish sometimes, but generally he's spot on. But why is Schmidt getting absolutely nothing? I'm not saying that he needs to be banned or anything, but at least have a talking to or something. Whereas Rassie, he's been banned multiple times over tweets. Surely this falls in the same category of him publicly criticizing a decision that a ref has made and then saying that it does not fall in line with their policies. Something needs to be done here. Is it maybe because we have the Australia World Cup in 2027 happening not that long from now? I don't know. Certain changes need to be made. Certain things need to be made more consistent, uh, all around the board. Now, what I do have to say is it's not an easy job to be a ref. Refs get a lot of smack, no matter which sport. We have seen refs had their houses raided, broken into, families um, abused, whether it's verbally, physically. It's not easy. It is not easy, and I'm very much pro referee. I feel that it's a very difficult job to do. They say referees make around 800 to 850 decisions a game. Understandable. And yes, the decisions that they make that are wrong or are felt to be wrong are often, overanalyzed, and it's just blown out of the context sometimes, especially when a decision, I say a decision is made um, in the dying moments of a game that eventually end up causing one team or the other to win, right? So no matter which way you look at it, as a referee, you're going to get good, happy fans and you get angry fans. Whoever's winning is going to be on you, and whoever's losing is ultimately going to be upset with you. No matter which way you look at it, it is one of the downsides of the job. So saying that, referees should not get the criticism. And I truly, truly do believe a referee, if he's going to be criticized, it should be done through the correct channels. Imagine you at work. Would you like it for your boss to come and scathe you in front of your whole office? Or would you prefer that he takes you into a corner, into a room, silently, and gives you a little, oh, okay, do this X, Y, and Z, and so on? Which one would you choose? Right? There are certain channels to do it. So if you're unhappy, or if a coworker is unhappy with you, take him to the side and deal with it privately. It does not need to be up everywhere. And although I do believe sometimes it does need to be said, there are certain ways to do it. All right. So all in all, I think World Rugby needs to review a couple of things, because this is something that I find to be completely unfair, with Schmidt getting absolutely nothing, getting off scotch-free for doing exactly what Rassie would do. And if Rassie had to do it, he would have been fined like there's no tomorrow. He would probably be missing another year of rugby because of a comment made like this. No matter how it's said, no matter how it's stated, to me, this is quite clearly, in fact, a violation of World Rugby's laws. And in doing that, he should be sanctioned. Just food for thought. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe I'm taking this out of proportion. Maybe what he said was fair, and it is, in fact, not criticizing the ref because of a decision that was made that affected his team and potentially cost them the game. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. As always, please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. I want to open up this conversation because Rassie gets into this all the time, and they stick it to him wherever possible. Is there a bit of bias here? Let me know. Catch you guys later. Bye.